Tansikiwal, Nituhtimak. How are you, my friends? Kisiksipihkwal Isikasuyan. My name is Sky Blue. I come to provide some teachings and on the culture and some lessons on the Michif language. Tansikiwal, Nituhtimak. Tansi is hello. Tansikiwal is how are you? Ewa Nituhtimak are my friends. Nitsimyituin, Treaty 6 territory. I honor Treaty 6 territory. Territory, umaaski. That's what you say for territory, umaaski. Mina limitis miskanasa. And the Métis trails, kakipi pamohtian, that I have walked. Kapi matsuyan, that I have lived. I wanted to honor my Métis trails as well because I've moved from province to province. I've lived quite a few provinces in Canada. Nioma Sky Blue, I am Sky Blue. Awinakia, who are you? That is usually the question you ask when you first meet someone. Ipipamatsuyan Utse, Isla Lacrosse, Saskatchewan. Ipipamatsuyan is I was born in Isla Lacrosse, Saskatchewan.
The house.
Maka, Ipiupikian, Green Lake, Saskatchewan. Ipiupikian is I grew up. And Ikunanhe, Michif, Mamawi Eyakana. Those are Métis communities, Green Lake and Isla Lacrosse. Uma Limichif Biak Ayam Hau Kisigao. That's a big long word for a week. This is Uma Limichif Biak Ayam Hau Kisigao is the word for a week. It's like you take one day and you move it 7 days to make that week. That's how you get that big long word. The Kiskisiak, Kiano Kwakumaganak, Kagi Nutengitik, Askikitse. The Kiskisia is to remember. Kiano Wakumaganak, our relatives or our ancestors. Kagi Nutengitik, Askikitse, that fought for our land. Yukomat. Métis Week 1 on November, mana. That's what we remember in November. Biche Mistahe Noten Giwak. They fought in many battles. Ikunan Hikayas Limichif Pamatsuan. This was our life long ago. Louis Riel, Mina Gabrielle Dumont, Ikunange Limichif Nikaniwak. Louis Riel and Gabrielle Dumont, they were the Métis leaders. Limichif Nikaniwak. Literal translation is they led the Michif. Umama Snehigan. Iki Masnehikit Louis Riel. This book was written by Louis Riel. Ixioma Iki Simasnehikit. Yukoma Louis Riel Iki Simasnehikit. This is the way he wrote en français, in French. Utoma miskutasnei kiwin ise ekayasimoin. This has been translated into English. The Visions and Revelations of St. Louis the Métis by David Day. David Day did the English translation of all of Louis Riel's French notes, prayers, poems that he wrote. And this is the size of notebook that Louis Riel carried with him all the time. He had it in his jacket and he would make notes. I made a copy of what it would look like in terms of size for a notebook. If you like to write, Gießen, Gemüchten, MeyOten, the Masnegi, if you like to write, Gistawal, Taki Miskumasuyik, Masnehiganis. You could find yourself a notebook. Dapat sich taik, das gut Louis Riel, to use like Louis Riel. I was really amazed when I came across this book. I think this was published in 1985 for the 100th anniversary of the Battle of Batoche of 1885. So I kind of promote it everywhere because I like Louis Riel's handwriting and the fact that he carried a notebook. So I have other resources. I wanted to mention them here in case I forget to mention them at the end. I have a Michif Cree app through Métis Nation Alberta Region 3. And this is the HTTPS login that you can go and find it. The Michif Cree I do are phrases, Michif Cree phrases, because there's a lot of Cree dictionaries around, a lot of other Michif dictionaries around with just basic words. And I wanted to bring phrases. I wanted to take people kind of like a step further so they can do phrases instead of just single words here and there. I also have a Facebook group, Michif Cree Language, Sky Blue. I use Sky Blue as a tagline so people will know who is Michif Cree that they're learning. There's different kinds, different variations of Michif. There's Michif Anishinaabe, which is like an Ojibwe language, and I see that a lot. There's also just Cree Michif, the reverse, where it's a variation of Michif, and there's also Alacross Michif. So there's different Michif Cree variations on Facebook. So I put this tagline on there so that people know where to find me. I've done Michif voiceover for APTN Wild Archaeology Season 2. It's called Métis of Chimney Coulee. If you go on the internet and put in Métis of Chimney Coulee, the APTN program will come up, and it's an animation. You add animation to that, and the little 1-minute animation will come up on how the buffalo were being killed across the prairies. The other one, that's already available. The other one is Calgary Animated Object Society, Chaos. They're coming out with the ancestral tree in January 2021. So if you go on the internet and you put the ancestral tree on animation, that should come up as well. And those are all in Michif Cree. They're like, I think this one is 1 minute, and I don't remember what this is, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, possibly 4. But they're nice little animated videos on the language. And they have the words on the screen so that you can read the words on the screen as you're listening to the sound of the person talking, me talking. So, Nakiskatuin is meeting. You're meeting somebody. Atamskatuin is how you greet each other. Long ago in our culture, we shook hands. Tansikia. Because of the pandemic, we can't do that anymore. But these are some greetings that I wanted to show you on a conversation when you meet somebody. So, Tansikia is how are you? Nimyoyan is I am well. Bihtikwi tawal means come in, it's open. That's usually what elders say when you go to visit them. They go, tawal, bihtikwi, or bihtikwi, tawal. You can reverse those, you can use them either way. Tanse eseh kasuyen. One of the things we like to know when we meet somebody is, what is your name? The literal translation is, how are you called? Sky Blue Nisihkason. I am called Sky Blue. Tantiuchikia. Where are you from? So usually elders, they want to know where you're from, where your home community is from. Nia Ohtse, Green Lake, Saskatchewan. I'm from Green Lake. Awinakimama Kemer. Who is your mother? And I've used the Michif word is mama, that I grew up hearing, but also Kemer, which is the French word for mother. Awinakipapa, Awinakiper. Who's your father? Nimama, Nimer, Mina, Nipapa, Niper, Ortse, Amisquati, Waskahigan. Beaver Hills House, Edmonton. That's the Cree name that has been given to Edmonton from the Cree Nation in this territory. Amisquatchee are Beaver Hills, and Waskahigan is house. And I've seen this word written all together, and it doesn't have to be. So I've split it up here so people can see what house means and what Beaver Hills means. So you've had some greetings, you've met each other, and now you want to find out possibly who your relatives are. Wakuhtuin is kinship. It's the general term for kinship. Nuwakumau is I am related to him or her. Kuwakumau is you are related to him or her. And the Mao refers to him or her. There, in this language, there isn't a specific gender for he and she or him and her. It's just that one, that person. Nuwakumaganak are my relatives. Kewakumaganak are your relatives. Uwakumakana are their relatives. This is a first person, second person, third person in the English language. And this is using Michif in that language. And I have more on that later. Nohkum is my grandmother. Kohkum is your grandmother. Ohkuma is his or her grandmother. Again, first person, second person, third person. Nimoshom is my grandfather. Kimoshom is your grandfather. And Omoshoma is his or her grandfather. Kiwahkumauchi. Are you related to him or her? I put that in there because sometimes elders will say, Kiwahkumauchi. Like, are you related to him or her? These are the Michif Cree pronouns that I was talking about, the first and second person. And I have third person on the next page. N is me, and Nia is me. Ka is you, and Kia is you. Nitotim is my friend. Nitotimak is my friends, the plural form. Kitotim is your friend. Kitotimak is your friends. Tanike nia. Why me? Tanike kia. Why you? Ahpuitekwe nia means maybe me. Ahpuitekwe kia means maybe you. Nikawatsin, I am cold. Kikawatsin chi, are you cold? When I ask a question, I always put the word chi at the end. So this is first and second person plural. Nianan means us. Kiawao means you. Tansikiawao means how are you? Awina kiawao, who are you? Kahkiuchi kiawao, is that all of you? Tapui kahkio nianan, yes, this is all of us. Tantiuchi kiawao, where are you from? Niananuche kiwitnok, we are from up north. Kiawao chika tipuik, were you yelling? Nianan imuchikistayak, we were having fun. So now we have the third person. We've talked about the first person, ne, second person, ka, and now the third person. Wea is him or her, singular form. Weawao is them, plural, because it's more than one person. Taneke wea, why him or her? Taneke wea wow, why them? So one is singular and one is plural. Ahpuitegui wea, maybe him or her. Ahpuitegui wea wow, maybe them. Tanti wea, where is he or she? Tanti wea wow, where are they? Tanse wea, how is he or she? Tanse wea wow, how are they? So we have some commands, singular and plural, commands are to tell people what to do. So achimo is tell a story, and that's a singular. You're telling somebody, tell a story. The achimo yik is the plural form. You're telling a group of people to tell a story. Astamuta, come here. Astamik uta is plural. You're telling a group of people to come here. So this is different, achamoyik, and this one is astamik. Astam semak is come now. Astamik semak is plural for come now. Kuyaho is hurry. The kuyahoyik is the plural, telling a group of people to hurry. Kasihkui is to wash. The kasihkuik is you're telling a bunch of people to wash. Nake is stop. The nakiik is plural for all of you to stop. Kaya kusta, have no fear. Kaya, the kustamik, is the plural form of have no fear. I've seen bumper stickers that say have no fear, and I would like to see one that says kaya kusta. These are more commands. They're getting a little different from how the other ones are written. This one is punih kawin is leave me alone. Punih kawa is leave him or her alone. And punih ahkamikse is you're telling someone to quit doing that. Taponi ahkamiksik is you're telling a group of people to quit doing that. That's plural. Awaskia, go away you. Awaskiawal, go away, plural form. One of the easiest words we learn in the Michif language is awas. Kaya tasihka, don't touch. Kaya tatasihkamik, don't touch, plural form for all of you. I heard this a lot when I was growing up from my mother. Kaya tasihka, don't touch it. Nimihito is to dance. The nimihitoyik, you're asking a group of people to dance. Nakamo is to sing. And the nakamoyik is you're telling a group of people to sing. Pimohti kaya pimpahta. Walk, don't run. I heard that a lot from my grandmother. The pimuhtiyik kaya the pimpahtayik. That's when you're telling a group of people, walk, don't run. So one of the things we learn at school is the 5 W's and the H. They were called fact-finding questions. And that was who, what, when, where, and why, and how. So the 5 W's and the H. So this is our Michif version. I call it the AK and the 5 T's. It's still fact-finding questions, but you're using the Michif language. So, awina ana. Who is that? Kikwe ispaik. What happened? Tanspi imachipaik. When did it start? Tanspi I Punapayik. When did it finish? Tanti Uchewiyawao. Where are they from? Tanti Eatsik. Where are they? Tanihke Kiawao. Why you? Tanihke Wiawao. Why them? Tansi Ituhtahkek. How did they do it? Tansi Isikasuchik. How are they called? Or what is their name? Tansi Isikasut. How is he or she called? Or what is that person's name? At the beginning, I said Tansi. People use that as a greeting, just a one-word greeting. We get into Tansikia, and then it turns into how. Like Tansikia at the beginning was, how are you? And here it's Tansi Isikasut. How is he or she called? And Tansi Isikasuchik is the plural, referring to a group. How are they called? So we have some demonstrative pronouns, demonstrative pronouns. People say that word differently. In Michif Cree, you're using a pronoun to demonstrate where something is. So, Ana Masqua is that bear. Awa Masqua is that bear is right here. It has to do with distance. Awa Esquesis is a girl here. Ana Esquesis, that girl over there. Awa Napisis, this boy, somebody close to you. Ana Napisis, that boy over there. Has to do with distance. Ukikisquisasak, you're referring to a group of girls. Ukik Napisasak, you're referring to a group of boys. Anike Awasasak, those children. Anike Kihteyak, those old people. And old people is held in high regard. And so is the word Kihteyak. When you hear that word, you know there's an elder around. Anehe le kapot are those coats. Ohe le kapot are these coats, coats that are close to you. Anhe maskisena, those moccasins. Ohe maskisena, those are close to you. So these pronouns demonstrate where things are. Now we talk about the clock. There's two ways to ask what time it is. What time is it? Tantahto, the pagan. Tantahto is how many? Tanegok, the pagan. Tanegok is how many or how much. The pagan is like a measuring stick. And it's used to identify points on a clock. So on this clock, Bisamohkan, I have this note in the middle, say the pagan after each number. That's how you're saying the time, telling the time. So Biyak is 1, Biak tepahigan. 1 hour or 1 o'clock. Niso tepahigan. 2 hours or 2 o'clock. Nisto tepahigan. 3 hours or 3 o'clock. Niwo tepahigan. 4 hours or 4 o'clock. Nianan tepahigan. 5 hours or 5 o'clock. Nikutosik tepahigan is 6 hours or 6 o'clock. Tipako tepahigan is 7 hours or 7 o'clock. Ainaniw tepahigan is 8 hours or 8 o'clock. Kikametatah tepahigan is 9 hours or 9 o'clock. Metatah tepahigan is 10 o'clock or 10 hours. Kikametatah means almost 10. And that's 9 hours or 9 o'clock. I just wanted to point that out, that the word metatah is here and metatah is there, and kika means it's almost 10 o'clock. Piakusap tepahigan is 11 hours or 11 o'clock. Nisusap tepahigan is 12 hours or 12 o'clock. So those are the 12 hours of the clock. And if you wanted to do half an hour, then you add the half word for half an hour. Biak mina api to tepahigan. So that means 1.5 hours or 1:30. Niso api to tepahigan. 2:30 or 2.5 hours. Nisto api to tepahigan, which is 3.5 hours or 3 o'clock, 3:30. Niwo mina api to tepahigan, 4:30. Nianan minaw api to tepahigan, 5:30. Nikutoasik mina api to tepahigan, 6:30. Tipako mina api to tepahigan, 7:30. Ainaniw mina api to tepahigan, 8:30. Kikametatah mina api to tepahigan, 9:30. Metatah mina api to tepahigan, 10:30. Piakusap mina api to tepahigan, 11:30. Nisusap mina api to tepahigan, 12:30. If you do that, you're just doing really great. And I asked a couple questions down here. Tanspi kamache kiskinahamagan. When does school start? Tanspi tapone kiskinahamagan. When does school finish? Because I don't know. I was going to write down that it started at 9 o'clock, finished at 2, but I don't know. The time keeps changing since the schools closed and had to reopen. We're going to talk about Sunyas in Michif Cree. Sunyas is the word for small amounts of money. So if you were to have a conversation about borrowing money, your friend may come up to you and say, Ayanti Ksonias, do you have money? And then, Kaki awiyanti Sankpias, can you lend me $5? I use the French word for 5 there, cinq piastres, $5, because in Michif you can do that. Ayepoko nitayan cinq piastres. So the person is responding, I only have $5. And then that person might ask, Tanspi tapi tapahiyan kawe. When will you pay me back? Or the person might say, Ay manu mamigwach, which means it is tough right now. Ayapoko biak bias natayan. I only have $1. The other way of saying that is ayapoko biagwapis nitayan. I only have $1. So piak pias is $1, and piagwapis is also the word for $1. Tapuisa kitimaksin. The other person might be saying, really, you're poor. And sunyaukamik is where you get the money. It's the bank. Sunyaukamik is like the money building. So that's a word for bank. Sunyao is large money. And what usually stays in a bank is large money. So, I mean, we're talking thousands and up. So we're going to talk about the weather, because sometimes elders will talk about the weather, or they want to know what the day is like. If you come to visit, they're going to say, "Tan sikisigaw." How is the day? And person could respond, "Miyokisikaw," which is it's a nice day. Mitonin miyokisikaw is it's a very nice day. Mayakisikaw is it's a bad day. Mitonin mayakisikaw is a very bad day. Mitonin kisitiu kisikaw. It's a very hot day. Ihkwashkwan means it's cloudy. Mikwatskimwan oma is right now it is raining. Lipihtin letonel. I hear the thunder. Tahkayaw kisikaw is it's a cold day. We sakitahkayaw means it's freezing cold. Mispun mikwach. It is snowing right now. And I've added some adverbs and conjunctions and prepositions to show you Michif is a language, and it has sentence structure, it has word structure. A lot of people don't know our language is set up similar to an English language with adverbs and conjunctions and prepositions. So some adverbs are, uta is here, neta is there. It could also be ikuti is there. Uta asta is put it here. Neta asta is put it there. Astamuta is come here. Ikuti tohti is go there. Nanto ikutte is about there. And some conjunctions are a spitch is the word for than when you're comparing two things. Equa means now. Mina is and when you're adding things. Osam is because when you're adding information, making excuses. Maka is but. I used maka a lot as a kid when I was talking to my parents or my grandmother. Maka, but. Espe is when. Kispin is if. And I only put two prepositions on here. One is takut, over, and sepa, under. So the Michif language has proper sentence structure, and the words are used in a similar way to English. Adverbs describe verbs. Conjunctions add two phrases, two sentences, two ideas, and make it into one. And then prepositions describe how things are done. So with that is our Michif Cree language that I wanted to teach you for Métis Week. And then I wanted to talk a bit about the Scrabble game, which is over here. So I have a French Scrabble game here and also an English one. And this is Michif Cree. And what I've done is I've taken the French letters and separated them from the English letters to indicate that these are the Cree letters. That means they're the Cree letters from the Cree alphabet. I've taken those out of the Scrabble game, and these are the letters I use for Michif Cree. And this is Nia. So this is the game board. I just put Nia on there because you would be setting it up as your words in here that you wanted to use to play the game. And then the person you're playing with, of course, is Kia. And that's a game board and whatever word they were working on. But this would be an excellent way to learn our language, to play with words like Michif and Cree, and then you just keep going and building different words like tanse. You can add tanse in there with the letters. So this idea came to me and I thought it was pretty good, and I'm going to start promoting it as something that we can do, youth and adults, to learn our language. That's it, my relatives. Kapipik squatamanoma. Michif Cree language kaisih katik. I came to talk about the Michif Cree language. That means that's it.